What's going on, you guys? Me again. I just did a video on me stealing money from my from family members. It was hard to talk about. This is probably going to be even harder to talk about. I said in the last video I would do another video on what I did, what my rough patch of life was like 2 years ago. Back in 2018, I had surgery 2 days before another YouTuber passed away. His name was Angry Grandpa, and it hit me hard because I could have died if I didn't have that surgery. You may be thinking it was an appendix or a dental surgery. It wasn't. It was a bowel obstruction. You may be thinking I'm too young for that, and he's lying, but I'm really not. I have a scar to prove it. I swallowed magnets a month before that. 2 of them. Sizzler magnets, the ones that when you put them together, they stick together and they make that weird sizzling sound. It's really hard for me to talk about because I was 15, 14 at the time. So I was pretty old. I was older than most people that swallow those kinds of things. And you may be thinking, how could he have swallowed those? Way too big. I did. And it hurts every time to think about it because I was stupid. I didn't know they were acidic at the time. I thought I could pass them, but I couldn't. So they had to go in and exit out the video or skip this if you are squeamish, but they had to go in, they had to cut an incision into my small or large intestine, I can't remember which, and they had to also cut another incision above that inner incision, and now I have a scar both inside and out. And it sucks because I'm never gonna be the same. My body is literally scarred. Literally and figuratively, because I was throwing up for weeks, 2 weeks straight. And I had no idea why. Because I had forgotten that I had done it. And then when the doctors pulled me into the x-ray room and they asked me, what are those? And I told them, it reminded me and it made my heart drop because I knew I might die. And I made my parents spend all that money just to fix me. When in reality, if I had never done it, I would have never had to. But what really got me was while I was in the hospital, 3 days after, the last day I was in there. I was in there for about 3 to 4 days. It was the 4th night, I'm pretty sure. Third day, which is December 13th, 2018, I go to Angry Grandpa's YouTube channel, because I haven't seen him in maybe a year and a half, and I didn't know at the time what was going on with him. He died of liver cirrhosis, and he also died, well, he died of liver cirrhosis, but he had cancer a month before, and I'm gonna start tearing up because it's hard to think about, because you don't think of those things whenever you're in the moment, that you do something that you don't think is going to have any consequences, and a month later it has tons of consequences for your mental and physical body. You think people have a way of pushing things out of their mind. And it's just been boiling up in my mind for a long time that, yeah, I could have died, and everybody would have missed me, but I wouldn't be around to see them. And they wouldn't be able to see me again. They would forget my voice eventually. I wouldn't have amounted to anything because I was too young. I didn't do anything in life. But I'm saying this because don't do something stupid that you'll regret. If your parents tell you not to do something, just don't do it. If your friends tell you not to do something, or even if they peer pressure you into doing something, don't do it. And the way you can tell it's peer pressure is if they're telling you, come on, it'll be fun, it's more likely it's not going to be fun. If you think you've got something else to do, or you think that your friends are lying to you, they're not really your friends. They should respect your decision. But back to what I was saying. I was sitting in the hospital bed in pain. I just got back from one of my walks around the hospital block. Well, the hallway in the hospital. I was on the third or fourth floor. Not very tall hospital, only 5, 6 floors. And I sit down in my bed, and my mom's sitting next to me, and I tell her that I just found out something, and she says, what? And I start tearing up, and I say, hey, Grandpa died. Now, I'd told her about him before, and, I then said that if hadn't had that surgery, I would never known that he passed away. And then it hit me. What had I done? I had, yeah, it hit me that I was having a rough patch in life because I could have died. And I'm saying this to you now because I told you in the last video I want you to know what goes on in my life. I want you to know my history and what I hope for the future. But I also don't just want you to see the good. I want you to see the bad too. The bad is also what makes a human. The bad and the good both make a person. I have friends in life that have done things worse and not as bad as what I've done. I'll go into details on what else I've done in a future video. Probably not today. Sorry, I just woke up. But basically, life's tough. It can get really tough. And I haven't experienced toughness. My family has an addiction problem. I've got several relatives that have been addicted. Some have fixed their lives, some I'm not sure about. But one thing I do know is that it runs in my blood. So, I have a plan not to drink ever. And that sucks because I'll never know what it's like to be drunk. I'll never know what it's like to get a buzz. But it's probably for the best. I just want you all to know that if it's possible to happen, it could happen. Don't ever think it won't happen to you, because it may, it might, it could. And if it does, I've always never really been in a car crash. I've never really thought I could be in a car crash, but at this point in my life, I've realized that yes, I could be in a car crash, and my mind's just counting down the days till I'm in one. It's just the way my mind works. Like, so I know something's bad's gonna happen one day. I'm just waiting for that day where everything changes and my life is scarred. But don't let that bring you down. Don't let the bad bring you down. Let the good guide you, and let what bad happens. Whatever bad happens in life, I want you to know. Don't, how do I word this? I want you to know, let it show you what to do better in life. Don't let hold a grudge. Don't do anything that you will regret in life, because trust me, it's not worth it. I know this for a fact. It is not worth it. And thanks for watching. I'm gonna leave it here. I've got stuff to do today, so I'm gonna leave it here. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll probably do a gaming video. some other time. I need time to calm down. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and hope y'all have a good day. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye.